to be played last night, but life happens. It didn't get on the thing, and so I was going to sing that for Austen and Emily tonight. But I did have a short anecdotal story that I think I can keep. My name is Andrew, and I'm Austin's youngest brother. And I had the unique pleasure of having lived with both of these parties at separate times when they were not living together. And I could talk about living with Emily for a while, because there are a lot of wonderful things to say. But one thing that came to mind that should be noted is I actually came to live with Emily because I was trying to win an ex-girlfriend back who I hadn't spoken to in maybe 3 or 4 months, and basically decided to fly to the Bay Area, had nowhere to stay, and was hoping that some grand gesture of love would get her back. And Emily happened to live 3 blocks from said woman. And so I gave her about a day's notice, showed up at her apartment, and was greeted just absolutely wonderfully by this person I had never met. And somehow in 3 days, while getting rejected by said girl, she convinced me to move to the Bay Area and live in her apartment. Which is a testament to both how loving and kind Emily is to complete strangers, and also a testament to how much I admire her as a human being. And there was something that should be noted is I have often tried to keep in contact with people in my life to the best of my ability. And Austen is a man of short words, but he's also very loving at all times. And I had a conversation with my dad a couple weeks ago, wondering how often my dad speaks with Austen because of how independent he is. Just like the classic oldest child, moved out when he was 18, going to college, never moved back home. And what struck me as really funny is my dad said he talks to him maybe once a month. And I guess I just thought that was such a strong statement of somebody who is so independent that they don't rely on their parents to that much of an extent. And as a brother, I'm the exact opposite of that. I call my parents most days. And so I've always just wanted him to have somebody that he could depend on, and somebody that he could find like a rock to be there for him without him needing to ask it. And I think what made me know that Emily was the person to do that for him is that about a month into living with Emily, I learned really quick that I was going to learn way more about Austen living with Emily than I ever would talking to Austen or living with Austen. And this came up really fast because I had just gotten off the phone with Austen, and he does this one thing that's just classic, which is he says, "Oh, I'll let you go now." And we've been talking for like a couple of minutes. And it's just, no matter what, you can have the best conversation of your life with Austen, but 4 or 5 minutes in, it's usually this, "I'll let you go now." And I told that to Emily, and Emily told me that happened to them very early on. And Emily's response was, "Oh, I don't need to go." And it was that moment that I knew that there was such a wonderful fit for each other. Because no matter what the situation was, Emily was so strong-willed and just as independent as Austen that he wouldn't let him get away with that. Anyways, I wrote a song that I'm going to try not to cry through. And the benefit of the video is you can do it like 20 or 30 times. And each take that you just bawl halfway through, you can repeat. I don't know if I'll be that successful right now, but we are going to try.
You got this.
And it's called Martinique. And I actually did look up how to say that in French, and Martinique is pretty close. So I went with that. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. on a bus ride in Vancouver. There were a couple empty seats. You passed one up next to my brother. Thought that average white guy looked so boring. But you were the last one on the ferry, where a little magic took place. The only seat you could see was right next to that same boring face. But to your surprise, there was a spark, and you met up on the beach at night, under a full moon in the dark. And it took a few more years to call him up on the phone. I've got 2 tickets to Martinique, and I'm hoping it won't be alone. But when I think of you two, I see a perfect pair. It's like you're the clone of Austen, if he only had some hair. And I know you'll make such great parents. First kids ever born holding picket signs. I'm so stoked to be the corrupted uncle who feeds them processed sugar and gluten all the time. And I hope one day I'm as lucky as you two are today. You found the hunger to your hangries, the San Francisco to your bay. Now, Emily, I want to thank you for sitting next to him. Welcome to our crazy family. And ditch the hyphen while you still can.